I think the most attractive thing about VTubing to a lot of people is the anonymous factor. Like, it's so convenient to be able to just start a recording, turn on your model, and not have to worry about being on cam, whether you're streaming or making content. And I know for a lot of female VTubers, they feel the same way. Like, they like the idea of not having to put on makeup or look a certain way on stream because they're a female, right? I think that's a pretty attractive quality when it comes to VTubing. And as convenient and awesome as it is, it's still at least in my opinion, it's still very much a double-edged sword. Because what ends up happening is you have people coming into space and taking advantage of that anonymous factor and doing things and saying things and acting certain ways like they normally wouldn't do, or things that wouldn't really fly in an IRL space when it comes to content creation. For example, you see a lot of like weird hate speech or just generally weird people coming into space. If they did or said half the things that you see VTubers say, if an IRL content creator said that, they would immediately be like, have plenty of people calling them out for being weird and just doing weird things in general, right? But when it comes to VTubing, you see a lot more like strange things going on. And again, I think that's basically because of the anonymous factor, right? Not only does being anonymous make people who are already bad to begin with act even worse because they feel like they don't have to worry about repercussions. When it comes to VTubing, a lot of VTubers tend to have almost cult-like followings that will feel like they feel like their favorite VTuber can't do no wrong, and if anybody criticizes them, they feel personally attacked and they'll stick up for them. Even if they're in the wrong in the first place, they don't want to hear it. And I think that also makes things worse when it comes to people acting a certain way, because now they feel like empowered to keep doing that thing. And there's also VTubers whose entire strategy when it comes to growth is just to be as outrageous as possible and say the most crazy things online or in videos just to get any sort of attention and grow from there. And I guess, you know, any publicity is good publicity, but eventually that stuff catches up to you and it gets to a point where the only time anybody is kind of watching you is when you're acting, you know, out of pocket, right? And I feel like this year I've been noticing a lot more people coming in with that type of mentality and using that type of growth strategy in the first place. And I don't know where it's coming from, but it's definitely, I guess, at least an interesting to watch. Just look at all the controversy and things that's been happening over time. I feel like every month it's another, you hear about another two or three VTubers or something that someone's dropping a Google Doc on. It's just like, I don't know what's going on. It's just strange times for the VTubing space. And I'm a little conflicted when it comes to how we should be handling these type of VTubers, because on one hand, we should call them out, let them know they're being weird, and let them know they're not really welcome in space, right? But then on the other hand, if it's their strategy just to get as much attention as possible, no matter what, we're kind of feeding into it and doing exactly what they wanted in the first place. So I'm not exactly sure how it should be handled. And this isn't me trying to be like holier than thou or anything like that. Like, I'm prone to mistakes just like anybody else, but my strategy was never to be that type of VTuber in the first place. And this is kind of just me speaking about something that I'm noticing more than anything, to be honest. But like I said, this year has been a very strange year for VTubing. If you're tapped in with the community or the space in general, you've probably seen plenty of things going on, from big VTubers to medium VTubers, even like small size VTubers, just coming out and being reckless and doing strange things. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here and how things change moving forward. I don't know if this is just like a sign of growing pains in the VTubing space or what, or maybe we're just having a bad year. That's all it could be, you know. Maybe I'm looking into this or thinking too hard about this subject, right? But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.